Hello, everyone. Welcome to Start Podcast. And I know it's been a while since I was busy with my graduation project and busy with work, but now we're finally back. Today we're introducing my friend Haroon. He's going to talk about his businesses, and what we're most interested about is his merchandise business. And also we're having our co-host for now, Mohammed Fahim. He's also a friend of mine since Cambridge High School. Umar Mukhayyar is going to be off for a while since he did a surgery not too long ago. So until he's recovered, he'll be back. So I will not do the introduction for you. So it's better for you to do the introduction. So introduce us to yourself and what you're doing these days. And later we'll get on with your businesses.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So my name's Haroon. I'm an entrepreneur, marketeer, poet, and writer. One of the main things I'm working on these days is my e-commerce platform, POPC. We launched around 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. We went public, and we do a variety of apparel and wall art. And our whole MO is we're an artist marketplace. We work with, mostly local artists. So artists from the region, artists from the UAE and Saudi. And, we work with digital artists where we put their designs on different types of merchandise. So different types of wall art, different types of T-shirts, different types of hoodies. And it's been a dream of ours to, set that up. My business partners and I have been working on it since the pandemic. So 2020 is when we actually came up with the idea for POPC, and it all started with I put out my book in 2019, and I always wanted to do merchandise around my book, and I was looking for people to do the merchandise with, and I realized that people who make merchandise here, the quality is horrible. Right. They don't make it on demand, so you have to do bulk pieces of 200, 300, which is too big.
MOQ.
Yeah, MOQs, yes. Which is a really big amount for small businesses or small artists or independent artists who are just starting up. And, there was no infrastructure for that. And all the artist marketplaces that I knew and that my business partner Amna knew at the time, they were all international. So you either need a UK or US bank account to set up. You needed you needed a shipping address in one of the Western countries to set up. Right. So it was a huge barrier for me. And it was such a bummer because, so many people, so many of my readers that were buying my book were like, oh, I want to see this on a frame, or, oh, I want to buy this on a shirt. But, I couldn't do anything about it. We were just let's just do it on our own and, figure out how it works. And it was a long journey for us to first figure out production. Because we're a very MOQ-based region, this part of the world, unless it's bulk, we're not interested. I'm sure you guys know about that. If it's not bulk, we're not interested. So it was quite a challenge for us to find the right supplier, to
the right quality,
quality as well.
A lot of them were really low-grade quality at times.
Yeah, man. I mean, some of the shirts that, we tested out, it's one wash and they're gone, and it was so important to us. Yesterday, I got a text from one of our customers, shout out Maddie, and she was like, I love your shirts, I washed them 7 times and they still look new. Even the shirt I'm wearing now, it's probably the 3rd time I'm wearing it, but you guys, the print is still, so it's really important. Quality was really important to us, and also having a fair price point. I feel like even fast fashion or high street fashion has gone quite on the pricier, side.
Yeah.
I feel.
Stuff like Shein and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, Shein is, I think,
super
more
fashion.
on the affordable side. But yeah, speaking of, even in terms of the environment, right? We're talking about fast fashion. Fashion is one of the biggest pollutants in the bigger, in all the industries. I think they pollute more than the aerospace or transport industry as well. So, it's really important it was really important for us when we were starting off, to be a zero waste brand. So all the products that we produce are on demand. We don't stock them anywhere. So we really make sure the cotton we're using, the water we're using, nothing is wasted. It all goes towards something that a customer is actually going to buy and wear. We're not going to disposing of our clothes or throwing them in landfills or whatever. That was really, really important to us as well. So finding that infrastructure over here, like no one in the region really understood what on-demand production was, you know, when I was reaching out to...
We actually went to a couple.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a huge industry that wants on-demand, customizable pieces. And they were like, I'm like, why don't you guys hire people or just build that infrastructure?
Yeah.
Like, they had no clue what I was even talking about.
Yes, exactly.
So we were like, yo, if we do MOQs, like we said, the lowest we were getting was what like 50?
50, yeah.
50 MOQ on one item. So like a certain type of shirt. If it's a V crest, you got to order 50 minimum. I'm like, we don't
Hit me up, bro. I'll sort you out now.
I'm like, we don't need 50 of this. We want like maybe 10 of this, 10 of this, 10 of that. Can you do something? They're like, no, we can't do that. The way our machines operate, like, we gotta run 50 or else what do you call it, like the cost
and it's
like
handwork
really high.
And the other thing was the quality. It was at times I was looking, I'm like, yo, this is like third world type of quality, man.
Worse than third world.
And I'm like, I've come from Canada and I remember the quality that was given out there. It's really nice and thick, and it's not like it's not gonna like heat you up inside. It's really nice quality, and I'm like, I can't find that here. Where
even in terms of print, like, I mean, you know, our shirts, like, you don't feel the print on your skin. Like all the shirts that the type of printing, even the printing machines that I was finding over here were like, you know, the thick kind of heat press. And you can't even wear that in the summer here. Like, you know, it's you feel so hot and it's annoying. So we really don't have that infrastructure here, but hopefully, you know, that was one of our goals with POPC was, you know, to kind of build that infrastructure, create that infrastructure, and also encourage maybe other e-commerce platforms to start thinking about, you know, like, you know, a lot of people, a lot of artists are, on-demand production is possible? Are you sure it's on-demand? Like, people literally ask me, are you sure? Are you sure there's no joining fees, you know? Because all the other artist marketplaces that we know of in the region, like, there's joining fees, you know? You have to pay a subscription or you have to pay a certain amount to join. They're like, are you sure? Like, because...
Where are there no fees in our Emirates? There's fees everywhere.
Yeah, it's like, are you sure? So, yeah, we really we wanted to challenge that whole, you know, notion that we have, and the whole industry. We kind of wanted to come in and challenge and be like, you know, this can be done, and alhamdulillah, you know, we're able to do it.
I think you caught the timing that you guys made this business was right, because they opened up the trade licenses for foreigners. What was the problem before was that you needed a local partner, and a lot of people coming from outside don't understand like why I need a local partner. For tax purposes was a problem. Like, if you're coming from the US and on your trade license it's written, I got a 51% other local partner, like, okay, so how do I pay 49% of the taxes? Do I pay a whole percentage? So a lot of people were just avoiding the region just because of this. Now that they opened that, I think you caught it like right on the right time.
I mean, they always had free zone like entities in areas like, you know, TCOM.
But free zones,
stuff.
like if you do free zone, you can't really work with the mainland. Then you're taxed. The point of the free zone is to tax-free benefit, right? So there was all sorts of barriers and weird stuff how to
boundaries.
start. Boundaries to enter. But they opened it up. They like understood that if we want to really, what do you call it, like kicked off these industries, the artist industry, they made a specific license for artists who are like freelancers for them to come here, right? Like if you were an artist or a musician, how would you come and try to shop here or something? You couldn't. There was not really a platform. Like, they didn't even understand like how does a singer or a theater artist come here and like work here? Like, you can't set up a bank account if you don't have the right paperwork here, right? So
they've been super encouraging. I'd say even of creatives, like especially even with like creatives getting golden visas, you know, of gamers, you know. I mean, we're gonna speak about that in a bit, but like of gamers, of creatives, of artists, they've been, I think, like, shout out to the UAE government. They've been super encouraging. Like, you know, they give golden visas, they give freelancer licenses, and I think the UAE, like globally, they position themselves really well. I mean, I remember for a little bit we worked in like you know, one of those co-working spaces, and there were such cool people that, you know, we got to meet over there, that, you know, there were the artists or, you know, entrepreneurs or creatives that, you know, really said like, wow, you know, the UAE is like really become a place for, you know, the entrepreneurs of the world to come, you know.
Right.
Before it was like, I don't know, people would fly out to Bali or whatever, but now Dubai's and the UAE as a whole, they've really positioned themselves well to, you know, allow entrepreneurs to come in to set up their business, you know, and make it as easy, you know, as possible, and also access the great quality of life that you have here, you know.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the best in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
They did the right thing at the right time. Now it's a whole I don't know if you know about crypto.
Of course,
Dubai is a
yeah, I know a
crypto
thing or
hub.
two.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two.
Yeah.
I've invested on a couple NFTs over the years.
Yeah, NFT.
When-
I'm not into NFTs, but
Yeah.
yeah, NFTs is for artists, right?
Yeah, NFTs is like a digital.
NFT is like what you're doing with your POPC, like you're giving an opportunity for the artist to contribute with your POPC.
Yeah.
So basically, NFT is the same thing.
Yeah, it's like the digital version
Yeah.
on a blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, like I can open my MetaMask now and show you guys all the art that I've bought, you know.
Right.
Our parents' generation would buy it and, you know, hang it on, you know, ceilings.
wall.
I have it on my phone, you know. That's
Right.
kind of the difference.
But
Yeah.
you know, people fear that, you know, they're going to lose instead of gaining from NFT.
Yeah.
So
I've lost a bit too myself, so
it's a risky situation. Then,
Yeah.
Boom,
it's definitely risky. I mean, you know, I've also looked at, like, I'm also really into trading, and like I'm really into one thing that I'm really interested in. There's a project I'm working on. It's related to AI trading. That's something I'm very interested in. But I feel like, NFTs, there was
trading.
definitely a hype, like an ebb and flow to it, and the people that got in, you know, while it was rising,
right.
they're the ones who benefited, and, you know, when it kind of went low, they lost.
Right.
But with any, I feel like with crypto there is a long-term, you know, like my approach to crypto has always been like, look at it in the long run. Like, let's say, you know,
10
Ether,
years.
Ethereum, you know, it's kind of it's going to be the currency that powers a lot of, like, you know, Web3 projects and stuff. So that's a good thing to invest in. Or in terms of the NFTs I invested in, I always looked at the utility, right? Like one of the NFTs I invested in was Art Style. You know, they're like, they do weekly, well, they used to do like monthly, you know, events and meetups. It's like more than the art, it's the utility that you create from the art, you know?
Right.
And that's what I was really interested in and keen on being a part of, like the utility that's created, the events, the people you get to meet, the networking opportunities and stuff.
Yeah. The other thing they did was, what do you call it? A lot of wealthy, super wealthy people moved in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've really attracted the wealthiest of the world, for sure.
Yeah, they what do you call it? Reem Island. Yeah, they expanded Almeria global markets. It includes Al Reem Island now, and a lot of people are trying to move here because of the low tax rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well done to the UAE, man. They really pushed the boundaries. Yeah.
Plus the golden visa.
The golden visa.
Yeah.
Hopefully about to get it. Hopefully.
Inshallah, the application's through.
No, definitely. You're contributing to the UAE, and you're doing it for a good cause and opening opportunities for others to put their creations for the people. And what you did with the POPC is amazing.
Thank
you.
So
definitely we'll get it, inshallah. And also for you.
Bro, I got it. I'm almost gonna get it, bro. Give me the passport,
You'll
bro.
get it.
That's what we need.
That's the final destination.
Inshallah. With all God wills, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So before we move on to the gaming topic, which is what I'm looking for, I just want to talk about this awareness, which is going to be benefit to the UAE. As you know that it wouldn't be possible for me to come here to the podcast without my employer, and of course rooted within podcast. And I'm inclusive for giving me this. If it was any manager, it wouldn't give me the chance to come here to do the podcast with you, I asked my manager to mention her name. She said it's up to you. So her name is Mariam Al-Maharibi. She's an amazing manager. She told me that she understands how I work in the company, that I contribute, and you're all aware that of my autism and that I function differently.
Yeah, bless you.
Like I'm overachieving. So I asked my manager, like, since I can work like through my laptop, like, is it possible for me to attend to do the autism awareness, or is it possible for me to attend to this event? Is it possible for me to attend for my podcast today? She told me, as long as you closed all the cases and you can close it remotely, you can go ahead. I don't want to stop you from your successful journey.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm supporting Emiratis and other employees to go for it. Not just for their passion to work, also to continue their studies. As you know, that most of the companies, those who are studying, working and continuing their studies at the same time, they're struggling with their employer.
Yeah.
That they cannot have a time off to continue their studies.
Yeah.
However, with my manager, it's the opposite. She sees it in a positive way, and she sees that it's not gonna disrupt the operation. Since I'm doing my job and closing the cases. So big shout out to Mariam Al-Maharibi. I'm inclusive, rooted within, for giving me this opportunity. God bless you all. So now we move on to, actually before we move on to the gaming content, tell me the poetry idea, where it came from.
Ooh, poetry.
Yeah.
So I started writing poetry when I was like 11 or 12. Like for as long as I can remember, I've been writing. Writing's like my first love, one of my biggest passions. And when I decided to share my writing with the world, it kind of happened. My university had a creative writing course, and my professor was Dr. Omar Sabbagh. Shout out to him. He was a British Lebanese, guy, in his 40s. And I always thought poets as being like Caucasian guys from America, because that's all the poetry that I knew of, right? Like growing up, there was just Robert Frost or like Sylvia Plath. I didn't know that as like a brown guy writing poetry, based in the UAE, anyone would care about what I have to say. So I never shared it with the world. But when I joined his class, he really made me see this whole new perspective and approach to poetry, and the fact that writing poetry is also, men can also write poetry. It's not a female thing or whatever. And in his class, I wrote like 3 poems, and he submitted it to this journal that was published in Oxford University. And 2 of my poems got selected to get published there. So I was like, okay, maybe, my imposter syndrome kind of, was like kind of took a backseat, and I was like, okay, maybe, I can write more and I can share it with the world. And that's when I started working on my book. At the time, it was like, you should really share more of your works with the world. So this was at around 2014, 2015. Instagram was like sort of blowing up as well. There was this whole new generation of Instagram poets coming up, like Rupi Kaur or Atticus or FS Yusuf, and I was always following them. So I started sharing my poetry on my Instagram as well, and a lot of people were like, oh, you should put out a book. And that's when I started working on my first book, which is called Loved, Lost and Learned, and that came out in end of 2019, so right before the pandemic. Good timing to put out a book.
So that's where all the poetry comes on my Explore page. It's Haroon. It's me. I'm putting out all the poetry on your Explore page. Well done. I wasn't aware of the poetry.
I was aware of it.
Okay.
I always see it on his Instagram story. And when you started your book, and I think it was selling well.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, we got to chart on the top of the Middle Eastern poetry bestsellers list. We charted in the top 5 of the Amazon list. And it was really cool to see my name up there with like Rumi. It was my name on number 1 and Rumi was number 2. And that was like so surreal and like such a cool experience.
You're telling me you made it to the top 5 charts. Wow, that is...
for overall Amazon, when I launched the book, I was top 5 overall. Like I think I got to number 4. Or number 3, and then for the Middle Eastern poetry section, I got I was at number one. And in fact, I like over the last like 3 years, almost 3.5 years, the book has been out. We've gone back to number one quite a few times, like at least 5-6 times we've gone back to number one, and we've been in the top 10 as well.
Well done.
So that's been really, really cool to see. And it was really scary to put out, right? Because like as a man, you know, men of our generation, whatever, we're not like expressing yourself or expressing your truth can be, you know, very scary. But, you know, I'm glad I, you know, kind of shunned that and just like went with it, and I was like, you know, screw it, you know, I'm gonna share my truth with the world.
Yeah,
well done for you, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
So we'll move on to the gaming industry,
yeah,
which I'm looking for. I've been seeing that you're making a collaboration, a sponsor with the gaming industry, and especially last year's, where social media stars like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, I think they came to your event.
Yes,
I'm sure.
Yeah, so our sister company, so POPC's holding company is Wave Rider Entertainment, you know, and our sister company is Galaxy Racer, and they're the largest esports org in the world. What Galaxy Racer does is they partake in a lot of esports events as well. So they were at Dubai Esports Festival, and we took part in that as part of their podcast series. And yeah, Logan Paul dropped by, so that was really, really cool. And yeah, that whole, you know, our work with Galaxy Racer, we helped them a lot with marketing stuff and, you know, with events, and that it's really opened my eyes to how big the gaming industry is and how much talent there is in the regional, you know, kind of gaming and esports ecosystem as well. Like there's so many like talented players, and there's so many kids with passion, and you know, the gaming industry is worth more than, I didn't know that until I actually got to Galaxy Racer, but it's worth more than the music and the movie industry combined. Oh. So it's like the biggest driving force in the entertainment industry. And I feel like the next generation of people, you know, like gaming is all they're going to watch. Like, you know, I look at my nephew, he's on Twitch all the time. He's on YouTube all the time. And what is he watching? Like, you know, kids playing Roblox, you know, kids playing Call of Duty, you know, so it's a really cool.
I still can't get over the fact that somebody will just sit and watch another person play Roblox or Minecraft. I don't know if people play those games anymore. I just don't play games anymore.
I mean, in my part, I think you heard of a game called Skyrim or Ring of Eden. Like, I want to try it, but it's very hard. Like this game, like you get 2 hits and then khalas, you die.
It's a lot of patience. You need a lot of patience, like to be able to try again and again and keep on going.
But if I lose my patience, I rather watch a streamer play it and complete the game, rather than just, you know, try to finish the game.
Some games are really interesting to watch. So I worked with Galaxy Racer on a gaming event in Pakistan, and we had Valorant there. I don't know if you guys have ever played Valorant. It's so much fun to watch people playing it. It's like watching football, you know, like I can't explain it, but it's like watching, you know, like the strategy that goes into it and the way the players respond to their environment. It is actually a lot of fun to watch.
It's similar to Overwatch, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's a really cool game. But yeah, it's a whole other world that, you know, I personally, I mean, I was a Tekken champion back when I was in school. I remember I won like a Tekken tournament, but Tekken is the most I would get to when it would come to gaming, like button mashing. That's the most I would go. But you know, when we started working with Galaxy Racer, and you know, we got involved with the whole group of companies. It's such an exciting world to be part of, and you know, there's so many like talented kids, and gaming itself is a skill, you know, and like you need to have like perfect hand-eye coordination. You need to have like great strategy. Like there's this whole side to game. Like, you know, I mean, in our culture, you know, parents, like, you know, they kind of, you know, despise. They don't appreciate their kids sitting and playing games all the time. But gaming does build a lot of, you know, a lot of like your mental skills, your coordination skills. It helps you with strategy. It helps you with communication as well. So there's this whole other side to it that I was exposed to, you know, when I worked with Galaxy Racer on these events. And
So Galaxy Racer is a sister company, you said?
yes, it's a sister company of our holding company, Wave Rider Entertainment.
So you're part of the holding company?
Yes, I'm a part of the holding company.
well
And
done.
one of our projects, well, our biggest project and like our hero project is POPC.
Right.
But we're working on a lot of other exciting stuff as well.
Right. You guys thinking about getting into game development or anything?
We are working with a game development company on producing some cool stuff for them. I can't say much right now. Shout out Can. They're producing a really cool game. We're helping them out with a bunch of things. Yeah.
Right.
So yes, we might just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the industries we don't have in the UAE, right?
Yeah.
The game development industry. That would be nice.
I feel like 2454 is kind of trying to do something around that, but like game dev is a whole like
whole
other
other beast.
beast, you
Yeah.
know. Working with the guys from Can makes me like I did not have appreciation for how much work goes into a game. Like other than, you know, the dev side of it, there's the storytelling, you know, there's the characterization. Like I'm a storyteller by nature, right? Like I was so fascinated like that these guys for the game that they're building, they had like these booklets. Like I think they sent us a 200-page like book about their characters. And that's what game devs usually do. Like they create like these universes, right, for their characters, and their characters have to have like this whole backstory of where they came from, what they do, like their family, everything, you know. And when you're playing the game, you just see the character, right? Like but the developer has created a whole, you know, life for this character for it to be built, and it's really cool to see. And that's one of the many cool projects that we're working on at Wave Rider. We're helping them out with the merchandising and the kind of the storytelling side of things.
I'm not sure, but I heard the new GTA game would cost what, 200 billion? 200 million, sorry.
I think it's gonna cost more,
200 million or something. I
Yes.
don't know, but like, that's a crazy amount of money to go into a game, right?
Yeah. I'm sure they'll make it back. I mean, I haven't seen a new GTA in a while, right? Have you
they've
guys?
been working on it for 4 to 5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, until now. It's still
4 or
in
5
development.
years? More like 10 years, man.
Forget about GTA. I mean, you're familiar with Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, that was the game we used to play back in school, right?
Woody's
Yeah.
obsession.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of my childhood's game. Man.
Yeah.
Super
It's so
Smash
great.
Bros. and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I loved it. I never got to finish it. I would never get beyond the world that never was. I just got stuck at one
Oh,
of the
now
Oh,
that you
come
said it, I
on.
do
Yeah.
remember you two playing Kingdom Hearts and you discussing
Us,
about it in
Dario,
school.
shout out Dario.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
three of us were like obsessed with Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
But you guys actually got to finish it, right? I didn't have the patience to go.
He didn't get to finish it. I'm trying my best not to spoil Kingdom Hearts 3 for him. I will not spoil it for you. However, you need to start
Shout out
playing the
Dario.
game. Yeah. Shout out to him.
Yeah. That's that was like one of my favorite games growing up, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new one that's coming. I think it's gonna come in 2 years.
2 years,
Yeah.
okay. Wow. They announced the new Final Fantasy though, right? For
Final Fantasy
PS5. They just did a PS5 showcase, I think, day before. I saw my business partner is watching this video of they were playing a video in the office of like the new Spider-Man as well.
Yeah. I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, the PlayStation conference
Showcase, yeah.
Sure.
All I'm excited about is Tekken 8. That's what I want to play.
Okay, it's a challenge because whenever he comes to my house, we play Tekken.
Yeah.
I
Like
just
he's trying
smash
to-
the buttons, bro.
Yeah, smash the button and then I just keep beating
You know
him.
what he does?
Yeah.
He's practiced this all the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
behind the scenes. He brings me over, smashes me, and then discourages
His
me
own
from
instinct, man. No. His own instinct.
What's your favorite player on Tekken, guys?
For me, Heihachi,
Jinpachi.
Akuma, and
Akuma,
Yoshimitsu.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
That's a cool choice.
I don't
Yeah.
remember most of the characters. I just remember Jin.
You just choose any random guy. You just choose whoever the biggest
You're gonna
character.
lose anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've beaten you. Don't make it sound like you've beaten me.
Only by mashing the buttons.
Yeah.
Like you make it unpredictable. I'm like I keep telling you and one of our friends like
it's always L2 and square. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I keep telling him if you keep mashing the same move, they will kick you immediately out of the tournament.
But there's like some players that like the button mashing works really well. By the way, like, word of advice: like next time try Lee, and try Lee's kicks.
Right.
Lee's kicks are really hard to defend.
I'll take a note. Tekken. What's the other game we play? You always put on not Tekken, the other one. What's its name?
Fighting game?
Yeah.
Street Fighter?
Street Fighter, right?
Yeah,
Street Fighter. That's another one you put on and you try to...
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like... I never liked any fighting game. After Tekken, I feel like... Because I've tried the Virtua Fighter, I've tried Street Fighter, but the Tekken is the best. Nothing hits like Tekken.
Is the best. Like you can experience combos and then wall combos, and then when the stages falls and then when he bounces,
and just the 3D design of the game as well. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I liked about Tekken 7 is the story. Like they finally continued with the story. Mostly of their installments is that it's just an arcade story.
Yeah.
Not the actual story. So I'm looking forward to Tekken 8. I think it's gonna be the last of the era of the Kazama family.
Yeah, the Mishima
saga family.
Because I think they killed Heihachi at the end or something, right? I wonder if he's going to come back in Tekken 8.
I don't think so. He just threw his father to the lava, so I don't think there is no way coming back.
It's a fighting game. You never know what to expect.
His soul comes back from the dead. You never know.
But for the story content, I think it's better to leave it as it is.
Yeah.
For the main character's growth.
Development, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So before we move to the last part, is there anything we should be expecting in the gaming industry that you're working with Galaxy?
I mean, we're working on a project with GameCan. They're this really cool developer that are part of the whole, Galaxy Racer ecosystem and group of companies that I can't speak too much about, but I'm really, really excited to see that come to life. There's a manga project we're working on as well that I'm really, really excited about. I mean, I'm not that into the world of anime or manga as much as my business partners, but I've watched a few anime over the years, but I'm really excited to see that it's going to be something that's never been done in the Arab world. For sure, that's what we can proudly, as Wave Riders, stand behind and say it's like something that's never been done in the Arab world, and it's gonna really change how we perceive. Like, we're so passionate about anime and manga here, but we really don't have good anime manga content of our own. And I feel like with this project that we're doing, and this manga that we're gonna launch, we're really gonna change that whole perspective. So I'm excited for the world to see that, inshallah.
Yeah, anime is big
year.
here. I've seen how big anime is.
Arab culture, everyone in the world, like anime is popular.
And there's like a cult sort of following and passion, like the passion that people have around anime and manga is unlike anything I've honestly seen. I mean, my business partner Arafat, shout out to him. He did an event many years ago before we were in business together. He did an event called Anime Con, which was just it was a showcase for all types of anime and manga. It was in Abu Dhabi, actually. And just the kind of people that turned out, all the cosplayers, it was so cool. It was one of my favorite events that I've ever seen. And, I always tell Arafat, can you please bring Anime Con back? Because that was one of my favorite events that ever happened in the UAE.
Right.
Yeah. Just the level of passion that people have here is just different.
Yes. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it comes back this year because anime is so popular. I'm also like an anime fan, and don't forget about the new challenger to the anime industry, which is Manhwa. I don't know how you pronounce it. Now they're the next big thing. So I think you heard about solo leveling. You know how big is solo leveling? So also an anime of it is coming out. So the Japanese and Korean people are challenging each other. But right now, what's trending mostly is the manhwa. Because like yourself, you're trying to make a manga content.
Yeah.
So manhwa is open for other creators. They're normal artists, normal storytellers. And then as soon as they hit the trend, they get an opportunity to be sponsored and a company that works for an anime project with them. One of them was Tower of God, I think. You heard of it?
No, I haven't. But I'd love to know more about these guys and actually link up with them.
You should read the manhwa. I prefer the manhwa. But the anime is good, but not better than the manhwa. So I recommend you to read Tower of God.
I'll check it out, bro.
Check it out.
I'll check it out.
So
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Because
So
I want to, for us, we actually want to see more creators, more, studios come up. The more there are, the better the ecosystem will be.
Right,
And you all win in the end, I feel,
You need the infrastructure.
Yeah.
I kept telling him and Dario before that I wish there are such companies in the UAE.
Yeah.
Because, I have passion also to make an anime or make a movie or write a story.
Yeah.
But, it didn't happen. I still have the passion for it, but I still don't see the company that I want to work with.
It's going to grow for sure. I told, I said, there was no platform for people to come.
Let's help you out with that. Let's take this conversation online and talk about it.
Definitely,
we can help your thing come to life, because there's been another creator I'm in talks with as well, and he also wants to create an animated movie and stuff. And with my business partner Arafat, he's got he's been to Japan a lot of times. He's got a lot of connect with big manga studios like Karakawa and stuff, and he's got great friendships with them as well. So I think that's the way to go, right? Is linking up with the right studios in Japan and working with them. And their way of working, from what I've seen with this project, is so you learn so much from working with them, but their way of working is so different, you need kind of a middle person or a content creator to kind of guide you through the whole process.
Yes. That's definitely correct. All right, so before we end the video, is there any message that you want to send to everyone?
Peace to all.
Peace to all. Much love. I would just say, always, believe. I mean, it's a cliched thing to say, and I'm sure people hear it all the time. But genuinely, there is power in believing in yourself. Believing in your dreams. Right. For me, there's so many things that have worked for me, have not worked for me. It's so important to take everything life throws at you in your stride, every inconvenience, heartbreak, struggle. It leads you to become the person that you are today, and it makes you better and stronger, and you should always it's really important to celebrate every little win in your life. And I feel the era that we are, in social media, we see so much content from other people, doing things and being up to stuff. And you always, you have no choice but to compare. As humans, by nature, we start comparing ourselves to other people. And I always, tell the younger people following me and, my cousins and my nieces and nephews that it's so important to celebrate every little win, and celebrate yourself, in life. So always do that, celebrate every little win, celebrate yourself,
Yeah, most importantly, if you have passion for it, keep going, and whatever struggle you're facing, don't stop what you're doing. Just keep on going.
Take it in your stride,
Learn and move forward.
Keep it moving.
All right, so this is Haroon and this is Mohammed Fahim, and like we said that this Start podcast is open for everyone. We would like to open more opportunities for all of you, Emiratis, non-Emiratis, people of determination. We want you to come here in the spotlight to share your story, your achievement, or your expertise, because who knows, maybe someone out there wants to support you on what you're working on, what you want to provide to the government, what you want to provide for the country and for the people. So please, reach out to us. We want you to be in the spotlight. Thank you so much, Haroon, for coming here.
Thank you, Habibi. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. This is lovely being here.
And before we end the video, we just wanted to show your merchandise of POPC.
I mean, what I'm wearing, I should have gotten more. I'm sorry. I couldn't get it. You know, we're on demand, so I couldn't get it shipped. I forgot to get the shirts that I got for you guys. But this is one of the new shirts that I'm wearing from our Medinati drop. So it's my city drop that Tony, one of our artists, designed. Shout out Tony. And basically, it's got like a print at the back as well and a print here. And it's we've also launched our oversized fits recently, and that's what I'm wearing. I mean, you can't see it because I'm wearing an oversized shirt on top. But yeah, that's our merch. You can check us out on popc.com, guys.
Check their page on POPC on Instagram and social media platforms. So thank you so much, Haroon.
Thank you, Habibi.
It was a pleasure, brother.